preside over this process. So I would suggest that you settle down, comrades, and let's show maximum discipline. Director Zilan.
Thank you very much.
Can this door close? This one. This one.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm going to start with the process. Thank you. In terms of the way I'm going to be running this process, I'm going to start firstly by going through aspects in the Constitution that are relevant for the management of the electoral processes. And I will also use the guidelines, and where the guidelines and the Constitution do not cover, I will use a generally accepted principle in election management. And I'll be using rule as in the Constitution and article interchangeably. In terms of Article 14.1, the NEC shall appoint the Electoral Commission of not fewer than 3 members whose task it shall be 14.1.1 to prepare the ballot papers, 14.1.2 to make provision for the ballot boxes and other means of secret voting, 3 to create machinery for the counting of ballot papers and the effective supervision of the counting of votes, 14.1.4 to announce the results of the ballots and make known the number of votes received by each successful candidate, and then 14.1.5 to establish procedures for voting and determine any dispute raised in regard to elections and election procedures, and to determine how any tight vote should be resolved. In terms of, again, Article 5.1.4, a member shall be entitled to take part in elections and be elected or appointed to any committee, structure, commission, or delegation of the ANC. In terms of Rule 6.1, in the endeavor to reach the objective for full representation of women in all decision-making structures, the ANC shall implement a program of affirmative action, including the provision of a quota of not less than 50% of women in all elected structures of the ANC to enable such effective participation. Article 21.3 determines that each region shall hold a regional conference once every 3 years. In terms of Rule 21.4.1, the regional conference shall be composed of voting delegates as follows. At least 90% of the delegates of the conference shall be from the branches in the region, elected at properly constituted branch general meetings. The number of delegates per branch shall be in proportion to their paid-up membership, provided that each branch in good standing shall be entitled to at least 1 delegate. According to Rule 21.4.2, all members of Regional Executive Committee shall attend ex officio as full participants in and as delegates of the conference. Rule 21.4.3 determines that the remainder of the voting delegates at the conference shall be from amongst the members of the BEC, the ANC Veterans League, the ANC Youth League, and the ANC Women's League as allocated by the REC. Some of the things that I'm going to be referring to are things that have already happened at the branch level, but I'll be mentioning those things for the completeness of the process. In terms of Rule 21.5.3, the regional conference shall elect the regional chairperson, deputy chairperson, secretary, deputy secretary, treasurer, and 20 additional members who shall hold office for 3 years. In addition, the chair and the secretary of the ANC Veterans League, the ANC Women's League, and ANC Youth League in that region shall be ex officio members of the Regional Executive Committee. A person must have been a member of the ANC for at least 5 years before he or she can be nominated to a regional executive committee of the ANC. The regional secretary shall be a full-time functionary of the African National Congress. According to Rule 21.6, each branch in good standing within a region shall be entitled to send delegates to the regional conference in proportion to its members. In terms of Rule 21.7, a member elected to the REC shall resign from any position held in a lower structure in the ANC. The nomination process. Some of the things, as I've suggested to you, would be a repetition of some of the process that have already taken place at the branch level. But for the sake of the completeness of what I'm doing, I think it is worth repeating some of those aspects. In terms of the election guidelines, branches may nominate one individual for each of the 5 top positions of the REC and PEC, whichever is applicable or both: chairperson, deputy chairperson, secretary, deputy secretary, and treasurer. If only one person is nominated, the nominator should motivate. The nomination should be open for a short debate, and the branch members must, through a show of hands, vote in support of that person. The nominee must get 50% plus 1 of the votes. I'm not going to repeat some of these things because there are things that have already happened at the BGM that you have already heard. For the additional members, the names are put in order of the number of votes received in the branch general meeting, and this is written on the branch nomination form for additional NEC members. According to the ANC guidelines for the conference, any voting delegates shall have the right to nominate any person whose name does not appear on the consolidated list of nominees from BBGMs and PGCs of the leagues. In such a case, a nomination has to be supported by 25% of the conference voting delegates for it to appear on the final ballot paper. A candidate that passes a threshold but does not make it for ROB shall automatically qualify to be a candidate for additional position. Earlier on, we were led to believe, or we have been made to believe, that the total number of voting delegates in this conference is 297. Now, when you take the 25% as per this rule, it would mean that we would have to have the support of at least 74 delegates. Our team around here will be doing the count to establish as to whether a person who's been nominated from the floor is passing a threshold or not. Support for nomination from the floor should be by show of hands by voting delegates, and that there is enough capacity to count the hands supporting the nominations. I've already indicated to you that we have sufficient capacity to be able to do that. The voting process. Voting will take place after ballot papers have been finalized, starting with ROBs. Ballot papers will cater for the total number of delegates plus a certain number for ballot papers that get damaged before they are deposited into a ballot box. The delegates register shall be used as a voter's roll. Voting will take place immediately after nominations have been finalized and ballot papers produced. Voting will happen in full view of appointed observers. Voting will be by a secret ballot. Each ballot paper will represent a contested portfolio. Ballot papers for ROBs will be color-coded. Each ballot box will be color-coded the same as the ballot paper that will be deposited into that ballot box. Perhaps it's important for me just to clarify this once again. There are 5 positions for ROBs. When you get to the voting station, you will find that each position has got a different color paper. And that color paper will be representing a contested portfolio. And there will be a ballot box. That ballot box will also have a paper similar to a paper that has got to be deposited there so that you don't get confused. But the fact that you have deposited a different color in a particular box does not nullify that vote. We will still sort it out. We are just doing that for administrative purposes to make sure that when we do the counting is smooth. So we've separated that and color-coded them according to the contested portfolios. The delegates register, as I've indicated, will be used as our voters' roll. If the name does not appear there, it means that person is not entitled to participate in the process, and that person will not be allowed to participate in the process. Delegates' names will be ticked off the voters' roll prior to being given appropriate number of ballot papers. But now that we are starting with the ROBs, in other words, when you get there, you'll be given 5 ballot papers, each representing a contested portfolio, and then you'll deposit that in the relevant ballot boxes, as I've suggested. Delegates will also submit their name tags to the voters' roll officer for inspection and to be ticked off the voters' roll. Delegates then will proceed. Before you proceed to as one of the security measures, in your name tag is going to be punched 2 holes when you get the ballot paper so that we do not have repeat voters. Delegates will then proceed to the ballot booth to make their mark. The mark should only be made in the block adjacent to the candidate's name. No more than 1 name for ROBs must be marked on the same ballot paper. Preferably a mark or a tick should be made on the ballot paper. No information that will indicate the voter's identity should be made on the ballot paper. After marking the ballot papers, a delegate will then proceed to deposit the ballot papers into the appropriate ballot box. The delegates will then leave the voting area. During voting, objections to the voting process will be entertained. Thereafter, no objections related to the administration of voting will be entertained. And the decision of the electoral officer in relation to the objections to the electoral process is final. The results process. A simple majority wins an election. In the event that there is only 1 candidate for a portfolio, such a candidate will be regarded as duly elected. In the event of a tie, a decision will be by lot. After objections to the results process have been finalized, a candidate with the highest number of votes will be declared duly elected. The decision of the electoral officer in relation to the objection again of the results before they are finalized will be final. After counting, a result slip will be prepared and signed by both the observers as well as the electoral officials. An electoral officer will then declare and announce the results of an election. So there are going to be 2 processes. Firstly, as per the Constitution, we're going to go through what you have already gone through, which is the nomination of candidates for certain portfolios. And then after we've gone through that process, we will then establish whether those individuals who are there are still available for those positions. And then after we have done that, we'll open the floor. And before I open the floor for nominations from the floor, I'm going to have to make it clear that those who are not entitled to participate in the process raise up their hands so that I know where they are located, so that it also does not create confusion amongst those who are going to be counting. In other words, if you are a non-voting delegate, you should sit in a separate area as the guidelines indicate. Now, ladies and gentlemen, not that this process is not important. I'm going to go now through the nominations that have been received. For the regional chairperson, For the regional chairperson, and thank you very much. In fact, I think I almost forgot to subject the rules for adoption, and I'm going to request Ndate Shilwan here to ensure that we adopt the rules so that we then go with the second part of the process.
Amanda, I see hands. Hey, it's quite difficult because of the light from the. All right, I'm going to take 4 hands, so that we can not take too long on this process. You will be the first. There's one comrade with a cap there at the back. You are the second. Yeah, and yourself there with a beanie. You are the third. Okay, we have 3 hands, it's fine.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chair. My name is Nongceba Mulwele. I stay in Zone 7, Ward 48. I just need clarity on the process outlined. The Tetelane said that the identity of the voter at the booth will be prohibited. So I want to know how is the usage of the cell phones going to be managed. I didn't hear that part. Because if the identity is prohibited, and then the usage of the cell phones then needs to be clarified.
All right. Number 2 is one comrade at the back is wearing a red cap. Comrades, can you settle down? I've identified a comrade to speak. Or is he covered?
No, I'm not covered.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Comrade Chair of the session or the Electoral College. My name is Chris Vondo, a delegate to the 15th Regional Conference of Johannesburg, a voting delegate, former member of the RTT. Chair, I thought the process that was being outlined by the Electoral College will also infuse and speak and elaborate on the guideline before the announcement of the process of the office bearers, so that we at least as a conference from where we are seated. There's an issue in the guidelines that talks to the question of the nomination and the percentages. Because we must clarify that if we don't do that, we are going to run a risk of this conference degenerating and collapsing. No, don't have. This is a meeting of the ANC.
No, comrades is on the podium.
This is a meeting of the ANC. Allow people to speak and express their views. So, Comrade Chair, I'm saying I think it will be important for this conference. It will be important for this conference to be clarified about an adherence on the nomination from the floor and what that guideline says insofar as the threshold is concerned. And once we are done with that, then you explain that out of these delegates, what is this threshold, so that it helps the conference. Otherwise, if we don't do that, Comrade Chair, we are going to have a problem.
Thank you, Comrade Chris. There's a cadre here on my left. No, on my left. He was wearing a... Okay. Cute. He's wearing a white beanie there. Let's give him a chance. Maybe he's going to cover your point.
Thank you very much, Comrade Chair. My name is Comrade Xolani Maquba. I'm from Ward 48, Viola Branch, Zone 7. I did not hear the part about cell phones in the voting booth.
All right. Thank you, comrades. Those are the 3 hands. You know, the media, just that it's, I can't see properly there. All right. Okay, we'll take all questions, then we'll respond. So, comrade, I can't see you there. Comrade Terence, you'll be first. And you can get off the chair. You are identified now. Fulwas Tulu, you are second. Is there any other hand? It's only 2. All right. Kaikwala no. Is the third one? All right. Yes, you're the third one. Fine.
No, thanks, Chair. My name is Terence Nkosi from Ward 32, Chief Albert Lutuli branch in Zone 13. During credentials, we discussed the issue, Yase Ward 24, where the chairperson of the session, where the chairperson of the session asked, or conference asked one delegate to go out. So I'm just checking because the chairperson of the elections college spoke about 297. According to my calculation, it's supposed to be 296. Or have you allowed that delegate to come back?
All right, there's a comrade there. Give that comrade at the back. Yeah. Comrade, give the fellow at the back. He's also got a red cap. Fulwas too long, comrade. Yeah, speak, comrade. Speak, Kader, please.
Yeah, just as I do, I'm sure I'm going to enjoy your protection, Chair. My name is Karabo Ramahuma. I'm from Ward 125 in Zone 11. The political name of the branch is Eric Mulobi. Chair, I write specifically, and I want to go to the point, such that we don't take conference at a long length. I, Chair, also am raising on a point that was raised in relation to threshold. You see, Chair, numbers don't lie, and in this sense, if in Johannesburg we have 135 branches, a threshold of, be it of top 5 and or additional, it will be a particular number. Chair, the clarity that I'm raising on such that you'd advise conference is that in an event that I'm told we had, I think, 119 branches as opposed to 135. So, Chair, the point of clarity that I'm raising is that, Chair, do I still enjoy your protection?
Bulela, comrade, bulela.
So, Chair, no, Chair, there was no need to howling, I was just checking. But the point that I'm raising is, given that we have 119 branches, that then qualified for conference, how much then becomes our threshold for top 5 Just Chair, as would ask how much would be the threshold for additionals. Thank you.
Okay, comrade, there's a third and final hand. Can you give to that comrade, please? Comrades, let's be in one meeting.
Thanks, Chair. I think, Chair, some of the questions that are raised here.
What's
Chair,
your name?
Muzinjingela again from Ward 36. In the interest of time, Chair, some of the questions would have been covered in the guidelines. And before we went to PBGMs, I think we may have interrogated them. The issues of thresholds and otherwise. But Chair, after having responded to the questions that were asked, I'm moving for the adoption of the procedures and rules, Chair. Then we have a second and move forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, comrade. Comrade Spool. You want to come? No, there's one.
Just a question in relation to Ward 24 as raised by Comrade Terence. I had indicated that the project steering committee will sit before the voting takes place. So the entire session that took place before this, I was presiding over the session. When we are in dinner, the steering committee will meet, resolve that matter, and inform the two comrades. Thanks.
All right.
Can I just clarify a few questions that were raised? Firstly, it is the issue of the threshold. I think there seems to be a little bit of a confusion. There are two processes. The first threshold that is referred to in the Constitution, it is the threshold of branches for nominations. Now, branches had to be verified by National Secretary General's office. 120 branches were verified and qualified. In order for a person to qualify as a candidate for ROB, that person needed to have passed the threshold of 20%. 20% translated to 24 branches. So in other words, in order for a person to qualify to get into the ROB, in terms of that threshold, that person needed to get the support of 24 branches. For a person to be an additional member, that person needed to pass 10% or needed to be supported by 10% of the branches. That 10% translates in terms of numbers into 12 branches. That process we've already gone through. Now, today we're dealing with possible nominations from the floor. The Constitution says in order for a person to be able to pass a threshold, irrespective of whether it is for ROB or for RAC or for additional member, that person needs to get 25%. I indicated what that 25% is. And the Constitution, again, it is very clear. It says 25% of delegates, not branches. 25% of delegates. So what we're going to be doing here, to establish as to whether the person has passed the threshold of 25%, as the Constitution says that it must be by show of hands, we will be counting the number of voting delegates to establish as to whether you have passed a threshold of 25%. I indicated that that threshold of 25% is 74 hands, with one person raising one hand. There was also a question that was raised in relation to the cell phones. The usage of cell phone in the voting station is prohibited.
I think Comrade Muzi moved for the adoption. Can I have a seconder quickly? Yeah, Comrade Sankar. It's okay. Yeah. Ayizothetha.
Thanks, Chairman. I remain Comrade Tumel Ramshaba from Inner City, Sefako Makato branch, the Chairman. I second the adoption. Thanks, Chairman.
All right, thank you, comrades. Ndade Terry, you can come.
Thank you very much. Now we are going through that process that I outlined earlier on. And we are going to go through all the positions in the ROBs, and then from there we'll go to the invitation of nominations from the floor. Position per position. Now let's start with the regional chairperson. Regional chairperson, we received 6 nominations. Only 2 passed the threshold. And they are Mwerani Mpo and Morero Dada. And we go to regional deputy chairperson. Regional deputy chairperson, we received 6 nominations and only 2 passed the threshold. They are Mtrina Eunice and Muta Simon. For the position of regional secretary, we received 14 nominations and only 2 passed the threshold. They are Manganye Sasabona and Galankulu Justice. For the position of regional deputy secretary, we received 8 nominations. Only 2 passed the threshold. They are Masuku Loiso and Mnisi Nomoya. For the position of regional treasurer, we received 13 nominations. Only 1 person passed the threshold. And it's Nezamba Maxwell. Now, thank you. Remember, we're still nominations. These are not votes. Okay, thank you. Now, this is what we're going to go through now. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. This is what I'm going to do. I have been advised, and it's also public knowledge, that the nomination or a nominee, Morane Mpo, has since demised and therefore would not be a candidate. Which means at the moment we left with one name of Morero Dada, and I want to establish from him, can I establish from Morero Dada whether he is still standing for this position?
I think it's on. Yeah. My name is Dada Sello Enoch Morero, and I'm available, Chair.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, please, at the back there, can you sit down so that we can be able to establish as to whether there are no chairs? No. I need assistance that side. And the reason why I need assistance is for a simple reason. My team need to be able to count that side. Okay. This is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to try to establish as to whether there is any other nomination for the position. Oh, sorry. Before I do that, can I establish from here those who are non-voting delegates? Please raise up your hands. Non-voting delegates. Can I request non-voting delegates to please come stand here? It is not going to be too long. Non-voting delegates, please come this side. Let's make it smooth and quick. Okay? Thank you very much. So, all the people this side are people who are voting delegates, except the media people who are here. Can a person who knows that he or she is not entitled to vote, please vacate the seat if they're sitting this side and come this side? Please. Okay, it means everybody who is there qualifies. Let's not waste time. Let's not waste time. We still have a lot of work to do. Who's that side? Can you go and check? Are we done? Are we done now? Can we proceed? Yeah. Okay, I've requested intervention that side just to make sure that only those people who qualify are in the wall. Okay, I assume now the problem has been resolved and then I'm proceeding with my task. Okay? Now, can I establish as to whether there is any other nomination for the position of regional chairperson? Can you give a mic to the hand that is up somewhere there? Okay.
Thank you very much, Officer. My name is Siabonga Masiza from Zone 5, Dula Oma branch, which is a neighboring branch to the branch of Comrade Dada. Hereby nominate the name of a very humble.
Okay, please.
Energetic and dedicated woman, the name of Comrade Eunice Sibongile Mgcina, for the position of chairperson. Thank you.
Okay. You have recommended that you're nominating Eunice Mgcina. Any seconder? Where is the mic? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Ndibu Sekoba, the regional chairperson of the ANC Women's League in Greater Johannesburg. I want to second the nomination of the name of Comrade Eunice Mgcina.
Okay, thank you very much. Eunice Mgcina has been nominated and is duly seconded. Eunice, can you please take the mic and indicate your availability or non-availability?
Thank you very much, Ndade Terry. My name is Bongile Eunice Mgcina. I do accept nominations. Thank you.
Now, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm going to request, okay, we're proceeding with my next task. I'm proceeding with my next task. Now, this is my next task. I've got to establish, as per the Constitution, whether Eunice passes the threshold of 25%. Can I get by show of hand, and only one hand, and those who are standing, please do not obstruct other people's view. By a show of hand, those who support this nomination, please raise up your hands. Remain seated. With your hand, only one hand up, and then for 2 minutes, keep the hand up for 2 minutes. Now 1 minute 30 seconds. One minute. Keep that hand up. for 30 seconds. Keep the hand up for 15 seconds. Keep that hand up for 10 seconds. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please, can I have your attention? Can I have your attention? Remember that as I've indicated and read a section within the Constitution on how we're dealing with that, it means a person nominated from the floor must pass 25%. That 25% enhance, given the number of delegates here who have been verified, are indicated it's 74 hands. Now, Eunice has passed the threshold. Okay, thank you very much. Any other nomination? Sorry. Any other nomination? Are you nominating? If you are not nominating, please don't raise up your hand because we want to proceed to the next one. Okay, there are no more hands. Thank you very much. Now we're going to the position of Regional Deputy Chairperson. We have the name of Mqina Eunice and Mota Simon. Can I start again with Mqina Eunice to establish her availability also for this position?
No, thank you once more, Ntate Tselan. My name is Eunice Sibongile Mqina. I decline nominations.
Thank you very much. And can I establish from Mota Simon his availability?
Thank you, Chair. My name is Simon Mlegeleli Mota. I duly accept the nomination.
Thank you very much. We'll follow the same procedure again, establishing from the floor as to whether there is any other candidate or nomination for this position. I see the hands there at the back. Because I can't see properly, a person who's got a mic, I give you the discretion to give it to any person that you see that's raising their hands.
Ndiyabulela Chair. Igama lami ndingumsingathi kaMazibukwana. Ndiphuma eLucky Khayile branch ezone 1 la kuphuma khona uComrade Mota. I nominate Comrade Phosana Mnqibise as a deputy chairperson of the region.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Can I establish from Phosana? Firstly, can I check as to whether there is a seconder? A seconder for Phosana? There's a hand there again. I can't see properly at the back. So I give the person with the mic the discretion.
My name is Bonelo Cyril Zungu, the chairperson of Ward 119 in Zone 3. I second the name of Posana.
Thank you very much. Posana, can you please take the mic and indicate whether you accept the nomination or not?
I, Posani Ngabisa, duly accept the nomination.
Thank you. Now, this time, can we make it much quicker in terms of establishing whether Posana is passing the threshold or not? Those who support his nomination, please raise up your hands. Keep your hands up. Only one hand. And please do not obstruct other people's vision that side. 1 minute, 30 seconds. Keep the hand up. Keep the hand up. One minute, 15 seconds. Keep your hand up. One minute. One minute. Keep the hand up for 30 seconds. For 15 seconds. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Posana has passed the threshold. Any other nomination? Any other nomination? No nomination. Thank you very much. We're now going to the position of Regional Secretary. Mangani Sasabona, can you indicate as to whether you are still available or not?
Thank you very much, Chair. I am honored by the branches of the ANC in Joburg. I, Sasabona Samuel Mangani, from Sefako Makatu branch, I duly accept the nomination of Regional Secretary.
Thank you very much. We go to Ngalonkulu Justice. Ngalonkulu Justice.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm Justice Mlungiseleli Ngalonkulu, known as Booty, from Vincent Chabalala branch in Alexandra. I duly accept the nomination.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Is there any other nomination from the floor? I don't see any hand up, so we'll pass this position. Thank you very much. We're going to Regional Deputy Secretary. We've got Masuku Loiso. Can Masuku Loiso indicate her availability?
My name is Loyiso Masuku, known as Mrazana Unana. I duly accept nomination for the position of Deputy Secretary in Johannesburg.
Thank you very much. Mnisi Nomoya. Okay, let me, okay, can we please?
Thank you very much. My name is Nomoya Tefni Mnisi from the mighty Adelaide Tambo branch, known as Momo. Wait. I accept the nomination for the position of DRS.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other nomination? I don't see any hand, so no nomination. Thank you. We're now going to the position of Regional Treasurer. Nezaba Maxwell is the only nominee for this position. Can we get a mic for him, please? Can you please give him a mic?
Thank you very much, Chairperson. My name is Maxwell Nadzamba from Deepswood, Ward 95, known by the name of Jamnaras in Deepswood. I'm accepting the nomination. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, is there any other nomination from the floor? Mike, I'm giving you a discretion again. There is a person with a mic. I don't know where that person is. Give a hand that you see. Yeah, the mic is somewhere there at the back.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Chair.
Yeah.
My name is Sipam Tembu, branch chair of Raymond Mhlaba branch, Zone 12, Inner City. I nominate you, Comrade Sihle Ngubane, for treasurer.
Can I get a seconder for Sihle Ngubane? The mic is somewhere here. Where's the mic? Come to the front.
I, Pelisa Rachel Mpumela, from Zone 6, JP Max Branch, Ward 68, I second the nomination.
Thank you very much. Sihle Ngubane, can you please take the mic and indicate your availability?
Thank you, Chairperson. My name is Sihle Jewel Ngubane, the Chairperson of Ward 102, Dennis Goldberg branch in Zone 14. I humbly accept the nomination.
Thank you very much. Can we establish by show of hand those who support the nomination? Please keep your hands up. Guys, the only way of voting is by show of hand. for 3 minutes. For 2 minutes. For 1.5 minutes. For 1 minute. For 30 seconds. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention? Can I have your attention? Sihle, listen. Sihle has passed the threshold. Any other nomination? Any other nomination? No nomination. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you the process now. Thank you very much. We are going to proceed and produce a ballot paper. We're going to produce ballot papers, and within a very short space of time, we will start inviting you to come and cast a vote. Thank you very much.
Amandla! 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 Comrades, wait, we're not done. Wait, we're not done. Comrades, firstly, the steering committee. We must go and meet somewhere there. And those two comrades from Ward 24, can you just come and join us there? So those two comrades will join us there. Comrades, you are going to go to dinner. When you are done, come back here. Because to prepare the ballot is not going to take very long. It's not going to take very long. And we are going to be calling you by zones to come and vote. All right. Amandla.
Outside, I don't know how to deal with it. Other one, doesn't have a tag.